went in on, I guess, artists in general, right? He says, I've been the best to this culture. I've always put hip hop first, and I see you guys go to Ellen and David Letterman and Zane Lowe and treat them with respect, and then the culture, but you say you want black excellence.
Okay.
I guess there should be some comments there. And then he said, I'm gonna be honest. Even going to Oprah and Gail, he
I'm
said Gal, I guess he means Gail, it's trash at this point. We control our culture. Why go outside of it? People speculated that he was talking about Cardi B because Cardi B recently is on David Letterman's series of interviews that's on Netflix, and he went out there and said he wasn't talking about Cardi B. So Jay Short says 50's not the best rapper in G Unit. Is he ready for T.I.? I mean, he got the best songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Mad Max says, also, we take 50 more seriously over T.I. because he won rap beefs, except when he got cooked by Jada.
Hold on.
But who
First
is
of all, first of
T.I.
all, he
beef?
didn't.
Flip?
Hold on.
Luda cooked him.
Tip Cook, Flip, and Luda. What are you talking about? He
Uh,
cooked. He cooked Flip and Luda. What are you talking about?
People are saying that Luda destroyed T.I. You mean, all right, I'm going to be fair, man, because I love Luda and I love T.I. too. I'm going to say this. First things
Hold on.
first.
Let's say it for the A, Mike, so that these niggas from outside understand how we feel.
First
They
things
think,
first.
yeah.
I think that T.I.'s verse on the song that I believe you guys are referring to,
Stomp.
yeah, Stomp, Young Buck
Which is
Stomp,
coincidentally enough is on a G Unit album. Right.
right? Of course.
Right.
I think that T.I. has the best verse on that song.
Buck's album's
I
better
think
than
T.I.
Fast
has the best line on the song. Me getting beat down,
Beat
that's
Down. That's
ludicrous.
ludicrous. Yes, Mike.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Oh,
but I think what people miss, and it happens. It happened with Cannabis and LL. Clearly, Luda heard his verse and he went after and recorded it, and that's why they took T.I.'s verse off because he was unaware of all that going on. Now, maybe T.I. shouldn't have thrown a shot at him, whatever, but if that's what you're talking about, he killed him.
no, he didn't kill him. Hold
Because
on.
if you kill somebody, they're not coming with heat after that because the Down with the Kings and all that happened after that.
Correct. And so, also, let's get this straight. Tip didn't hear Luda shit. Luda got to hear Tip shit and still couldn't outdo him.
Yeah, that's not a better verse than his verse.
Not a
And,
better.
and y'all
Not
should
a
go on
verse.
YouTube and look it up. And look, I could say that I think that Luda's probably a better freestyler than Tip, and he has more flow than Tip and all that. But when we look at verse to verse, that's not a better verse.
All of them are like Ludacris got T.I., and it's like, no, y'all don't know y'all history.
Um,
You don't know your
Hanson
history.
says
It's okay.
50 had a song with Bun B before signing to Eminem. Yeah, 50 was on, man. LP says Luda got T.I. on Stump. Get off the T.I.P. in my dick.
Right.
I don't really love that verse as much as y'all love it, I guess.
It's not that
Luda
great.
is more lyrical than T.I.
Yes.
Is he?
Yes.
Okay.
On a literary devices level that
Okay.
like
Because I was going to say, because T.I. can actually tell stories and, get more in depth. That's not lyrical, I guess.
No, I get what they're saying when they're saying Luda's better lyrically. He checks more of those fundamental hip hop boxes than T.I. does as an MC. Like his verse on the "Made You Look" remix.
Well, I'm
more
thinking
straight out
like,
on the shit than Evicted Tenants.
well,
when he
see,
said stuff like
Luda's
that.
not Luda. Ti stays away from metaphors. You know what I mean, and
Yeah.
similes and stuff. So, but I still think that if you do like, what's the verse I was thinking about? He was like A-Town veteran. Started at 11, went and bought an 8 ball. I've been staying down ever since. That's why it's hard to find another rap nigga better than the Bankhead resident, West Side represent, Pimp Squad mobster, Grand Hustle president, heart of a lion and the nuts of an elephant. Trap music, heaven said, hating and it's evident. You trying to stack precedents, I'm trying to set precedents. The comparisons insult my intelligence. Real recognize real and real you ain't never been. That's not lyrical?
Hold on. Stop for a second. You know what he just did? He's using literary devices in the abstract term and connecting in the same way Nas does.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, what are y'all actually saying? And I feel
So that
Luda.
verse
I
you just
love
did,
Luda. But I
understand?
think people are
I want
getting
you to
caught up in
understand.
the words flipping.
Right. But what I'm trying to tell you is that the verse that you just spit, the way that he formulated it, is the same way Nas formulates a lot of his thoughts and spits it out, and it gets called what? Genius and the best stuff ever. It's those abstract literary devices that are connected to make a cohesive thought in a dope song. Tip does that as well as any Southern MC. That's what Nas does well.
People got to get credit for their work, man. Billy Barr says, who got Nas? Who got KRS? Legends have no debate. It's true.
That's another level. 50 and T.I., and these guys we're talking about, they're not on Nas and Jay's level, and they're not there. They're not on KRS level. Nobody ever said that they were.
No.
50 somewhere way back behind Tip overall anyway. Like Tip's like borderline 20, 25. Like 50's like 40 on the list. Like
I think that this
no, Master Ace has a classic rap album too. We don't be talking about Master Ace like that.
This is my thing, man. I think
Diamond D, Stunts in Hip Hop, Black Moon, The Shining. You know how many dudes have made one classic rap album that had the scene for a minute? Come on.
I think that T.I. has shown us that he could do more than Ludacris lyrically.
Yeah, he's more versatile. That's like you're saying, he's more versatile. What you gonna get from Luda, you're gonna get from Luda. Hey, can I interest you in the DOCs? No one can do it better. How many guys have released one classic rap album? It happens all the time.
Well, there's levels to the classic level too, and
DOCs
is high.
Pretty high, Mike.
Yeah, DOCs is high.
No one can do it better by the DOC, Mike.
Yeah, that's very high. High level.
That's very level.
Marinan says Luda killed T.I. on Wish You Would and Top of the World. Okay. LP says that's how 90% of the beefs work. One person makes a diss record, the other person hears it, and then they respond. T.I. didn't go back at Luda. Luda watched T.I. That's fair. I think that the fact that T.I.'s career trajectory continuously went up proves that he didn't kill him, but hey, that's just my opinion.
Hold on. How about this? From the moment that those disses got made, how did their careers go?
Exactly.
So what y'all talking about?
I'm just saying.
Because one person ascended and one person descended.
Yeah.
But okay, you're telling me that he faded him, though. If you catch a fade like that, you're going to catch the fade, right? Why wasn't he affected by it if Luda had it like that? Because he didn't have it like that. Because he didn't fade him. Because nobody down here thought that. Nobody down here thought he got faded. And guess where those guys are from?
No, right. No, for real.
So the respect in this community, and part of what helped Tip thrive, is that all of us down here is like, yo, the nigga Luda heard Tip verse and still couldn't fade him. Oh shit, like this nigga Tip. That's how that happened down here.
I mean, I heard it and was like, okay, that verse was cool, but I actually like T.I.'s verse better.
Yeah.
100 carats on my chest, I'm so true to this.
Yeah.
I'm about to listen to that shit when we get off the phone.
He dripping on that track before drip is a thing. Right. He dripping on that track.
He's like, nigga, all you get is Rodney Dangerfield. No respect. I'm a bet you can bet that. I caught some cases, but this just a minor setback. Whoo!
Yeah, he crazy.
With a fried and a six pack. Shit was fire.
Hold on. And hold on, and never get this twisted. He's living that shit he's talking about right then, right there, too.
That flow was crazy, man.
Yeah, his flow was crazy. He's living this life that he's talking about right now.
Living what a saying, my rhymes. LP says, Jay's career went farther than Nas. Nas ain't win. It wasn't immediate, though. Jay had to dig himself out that hole.
Jay's career went further than Nas. Where have you been the last 3 years?
Well, he's talking about after Ether.
Hold on. After the beef, if I'm not mistaken, Nas made Godson, right?
He did. Made You Look was heavy. I remember hearing Made You Look for the first time thinking like, yo, man, this might be the best Nas single I ever heard.
It is the best Nas single. It's his best release. It's his best release song. He made his best single, which is on some street rap shit, after the beef. What are people talking about? And he got a platinum plaque off of it. Godson actually has hit records, street records, and platinum respect. What are you talking about?
What did you think about what NORE had to say?
Not a lot, but I'm going to tell you why. If you want respect, you have to behave in a manner as such that garners the respect. I'm going to go back to some people that we often reference in our black community again. No matter for what their iniquities may have been, Dr. King and Malcolm X were men of respect, okay?
Yeah.
He seems to be seeking respect that he really hasn't earned. And I'm going to say that
As a
respectfully.
journalist, because he's
I was
naming
about to
some
say, and I'm saying
very,
it respectfully as a
very
journalist.
proven journalists
Yes, because
and
here's the thing.
respectable journalists.
There's a lot of no, I'm not going to use any of those negative connotations. There's just a lot. There's some of the things that go on with his show where it's like, well, if you want respect as a real interviewer, then stop doing some of the immature hood politics things, like the whole stopping for a shot all the time. You know, like, because here's my thing, and I told you this. It's like, well, how you gonna get KRS-One or Rakim or Cool G Rap to come in there? You think they're 60 years old? They want to drink and smoke weed with you all night in front of the camera for their legacies and who they are? You think Chuck D about to come in there and sit down and burn it down with you? He's Chuck D to people. And so it's like, if you want certain things, why don't you put yourself in a position to have the things that you want? Because you have the money and the clout and the respect within your community to do it. Why don't you start changing some things so you can have what you want? Because
I mean, we've seen Joe Budden do it. I mean, I don't know if you saw the Joe Budden Isaiah Rashad interview. It's a very good interview.
I've not finished with it, but I have been watching it, and it's excellent how comfortable he's making Isaiah Rashad feel.
Yeah.
Excellent. It's excellent.
Joe Budden does a very good job.
It's excellent interviewing journalism and reporting within this hip-hop community. And it doesn't require you to smoke weed, take shots, sound a horn, interrupt people every 15 seconds, tell a sidebar story that has nothing to do with what the artist wants to talk about. Why don't you cut some of those things out, and then we can have this conversation?
Oh, man. Is that Drink Champs calling me? Hold on 1 second.
I doubt it.
Mad Max with the super chat says, man, after 08, T.I. was done. He ain't have this long run over Luda like that. All right, come on, guys. When do you guys think that Luda was done?
Luda was done.
And I say that respectfully.
I say that respectfully too, Mike. To be honest with you, I don't remember too much from Luda after that Stomp verse.
Yeah.
That
LP
was one of the
says,
last things he did of notoriety in the music business.
LP says, so why they say that Jay won the war coup? It's exactly the same argument you're making for Luda and T.I. until 3 years ago. Jay had a better career post-beef.
No, he didn't. Go pull up the catalog.
You're talking musically. I think people are talking overall.
Like I said, go pull up the catalog because Nas actually made more of his fortune after this point than before. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess it all depends on what somebody would want, right?
That's what I'm saying. Nas's fortune actually increased post this time.
Yeah.
Nas made... Okay, so if we were to rank Nas's 10 best albums, because he's got like 14, right? You understand like 5 of those would come from post this period right now. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like 5 before this period, but 5 will come after. How can you say that?
Luda started acting.
Best money after this. That's what I'm saying. What you want? You want money? He made money after that. You want lifestyle? Well, he got married and had a kid. You want notoriety? Well, he been had that. You want albums? We got Life is Good. We got Magic. We got KD2. We got KD1. It's like, you can't say that, dude. Distant relatives. Like, people just be saying what they want to say on here sometimes. And it's cool, but it's like, make some fucking sense, though.
Reggie said, R.I.P. Ray Lotto, Goodfellas, a mob movie classic. Yes,
yeah, he died in his sleep last night.
Yo, I want to piggyback on something you said, and I agree. I think that you got to kind of... First of all, I want to know who NORE is actually, directing this to. Like, you got to be specific with that. You can't just say that because they get a lot of guests. They get a lot of people to show them love. And I think sometimes when you don't get the love in certain areas, you kind of ignore the love that you're getting. They've had some legendary interviews. I mean, he's had Kanye West on his show. Kanye does do a lot of interviews.
It was the interview of the year, but you want to know as the interview of the year? They actually just let him talk because his aura, his legend, and his commanding and his presence is so powerful. They let Ye talk more than they let Nas talk.
Nas was on their show. I was going to say. And NORE just said he's scared to ask Jay-Z for an interview. So you're not talking about any of them. Puff has been on your show. Like, who's not on there? Who are we talking about? Like, who are they missing?
No. This is what happens is that, like, well, he's a media personality now, pretty much, Mike. He really don't rap anymore, okay?
Right.
If he's from Queens, he comes from a culture of competitiveness. This is his competitive fire coming out again. He's a competitive dude. He comes from a hip-hop culture. It's a competitive culture. He comes from one of the most, if not the most competitive place for MCs. So I get what he is saying. I get where he is coming from. You go do better first. Then go ask for these things.
I think the best person in their space is Joe Budden, in my personal opinion.
I was about to say, because and I will say this too. Joe Budden's our best interviewer right now. And as an interviewer, well, you're not close to him right now.
No. I'll say this respectfully. I can't really watch a full Drink Champs interview. It's just, they're very long. I know our live is 3 hours long right now. We about to get off, but it's like they just jump around so much on the subject meaning the actual person they're interviewing. And sometimes they don't let that person finish, and it just gets all over the place. And then shots, and it's like, it's tough to follow. Like I said, that Joe Budden interview, I was able to watch that from beginning to end. Like, it was very interesting.
That's what I mean. So sometimes it can be. So I love me some Tragedy Gaddafi, and I love me some Conway.
Right.
That was a struggle for me to watch that from beginning to end.
I think the one that wasn't a struggle was, like you said, the Kanye and the Pharrell.
Listen to what you're talking about, Kanye, Pharrell, Nas. It's like, so
I didn't watch the Nas. I couldn't get through the Wu-Tang one. I couldn't.
Well, here's the thing. Hold on. At least with the Nas thing, that's what I'm saying, because it's Nas. He'll let Nas talk more than he'll talk because it's Nas.
Yeah. LP says, the last 3 years, Coop, Jay fortune increased too. For the past 15 years, the consensus was Jay had a better career, post-beef albums, Grammys, net worth, etc. Another super chat, it says, Coop, I wanted to give Nas a 7 on Legacy because, Coop, you wanted to give Nas a 7 on Legacy because he didn't get that respect. Now you're acting like the past 3 years has been the case for the past 20 years. It's a good point.
First of all, I never said 7. I said 9 instead of 10. And when I said 9 instead of 10, I said because of how you all treated him, not because of what he deserved. I said he deserves a 10. But to hear y'all tell it, he deserves a 9. So if you're going to go back and quote me, you need to quote me properly. You need to get your shit all the way together when you come. Get your shit all the way together.
I'm going to pull up the episode. I'm going to listen to it after we get off.
Go listen to it because I said he deserves a 9. And I said the 9 came from how you all treated him when he was making stuff that was literally I want you people to understand, he was going multi-platinum and doing some of the best rhyme stuff ever. And y'all were saying Jay was better. And I was saying, no, that's not true. And now we're going back and listening to the music. And guess what? I told you, Mike. When I heard I Am, I was like, it's not that good, but it's not that much far off from Volume 2. Like, the people, when it came out, was acting like Volume 2 was the best album I ever made, and that I Am was a piece of trash. They both sold 3 million and 5 million, respectively, but quality-wise, Nas is a better rhymer on I Am than Jay is on Volume 2, and Nas is like 3 or 4 steps down as an MC. It's just what you like to hear and who you prefer and who has notoriety and popularity. And that's cool, but that don't make it better.
Mad Max with the super chat says NORE had Nas, LL, Ye, laughing my ass off, MC Shan. He got to be talking about Drake or Kendrick or Cole because he had Big Sean too. Well, the thing is, he pulled David Letterman out and pulled Ellen out. None of those people you mentioned were on those shows. Like, Kendrick and Drake just don't do interviews, period. They're not going to Zane Lowe unless they got an interview coming up that we don't know. So LP says, not y'all. I was going to give him a 10. LOL, stop it. Jay Short says, NORE had a reggaeton run. Wrong messenger. That is funny. So yeah, we talking about reggaeton culture. We talking about black culture. I don't know.
I'm about to say, what are we? I even brought up the fact it's like, well, he's half Puerto Rican and half black. Is this like the
which culture we talking about, right?
The melting pot culture of NYC. I mean, that's what I'm saying. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Because you and I know so many people up top. Mike, I got Dominican friends, Puerto Rican,
black and brown.
Right.
Billy Barr says we don't really watch Joe Budden in NYC, fellas. NORE gets lit, but he's still that dude who keeps it real. Okay. Brooklyn Boy says.
What is keeping real? I hate when people say those generalized terms these days. I don't know what he's keeping real.
Brooklyn Boy says, think producer catalog. Pharrell versus Kanye. Who wins? I'm a big Neptune fan, and Pharrell doesn't want that smoke.
No, he doesn't. And that's if he plays Brambleton and let the smoker shine the coop. He still don't want that smoke.
Well, let's get up out of here, man. We are like 3-something hours in. And
we are. Hold on, but while we're on a producer thing, I think maybe we should end with that Pete Rock thing that you sent me, since we're on the producer tip with the
Well,
old.
Pete Rock said the drill music is trash.
That's for all you guys that are saying 50 inspired that. Pete Rock said it was trash. How you feeling about your inspiration now? Up top.
Do you agree with Pete Rock?
How you feeling up top?
Hold on.
I want to hear all those up top people saying 50 influenced the drill music. How you feel about Pete Rock saying that it's trash?
Well, this is what Pete Rock said. Let me read what he said real quick.
Please do.
He said, "Good morning, drill rap. That's trash hop, not hip hop. I've been told that y'all about all. I'm sorry. I've been told y'all about this kind of shit. I don't care. Call me whatever you want. But this kind of hip hop is doo doo. And it's disrupting the soul. I told y'all already, man. LOL. Nobody speaks up on this trash. Drill rap's not even for the birds or the streets. It's a result of greed, people with no talent, and destruction of the culture. Y'all never see the play when it's happening, and everybody complains but does not speak up and say a word. Now this is how we going out. It's on social media, but who really is promoting this? Talk about that. Shaking my head.
Who is all these guys in the chat saying inspired this whole drill thing that Pete Rock's talking about? And who more reputable, Pete Rock or 50? Go ahead. I'm gonna let y'all have it. I want everybody to just set up.
Do you agree with Pete Rock on that?
I don't think. Okay, so it's not fair to call our subgenres trash. Yeah. I'm very, very leery about calling subgenres trash.
Yeah, especially of different generations. You might just have a lack of understanding of it.
It's a different generation, but let me tell you what he is speaking to. He is speaking about not hearing any artistic integrity or creativity or supreme lyrical ability going on, which are the things that 50 has something to do with, because didn't y'all just say he's the one that helped inspire this? So what Pete Rock is taking issue is actually that step down that I'm talking about that 50 is, because it's not at the level that Pete Rock expects hip-hop to be for a talent and creative-driven genre. He thinks it's watered down. Well, you all just gave mention to the guy who helped water it down and said she thought you were doing it the right way. And that's why I keep trying to tell you, his influence ain't like what you think. He's not influencing things in a positive way. He hasn't made hip-hop better. And on top of that, he trolls people at their weakest
state. But impact is impact, though, even if it's not making it better.
He made a great album, and I'm forever going to give him that one great album. The rest of the shit is some mid, Mike.
LP says Cooper's 1,000% right. But it's all in hindsight. That was never the consensus. This channel was literally built off giving Nas his proper due. DeCarlo says, the South created Soulja Boy, Coop. Stop it.
What's wrong with Soulja Boy? Soulja Boy get money.
Listen, this is my sentiment.
Hold on. How y'all gonna hate on Soulja Boy but love 50? 50 loves what Soulja Boy did for the game and has spoken about it. 50's actually done interviews saying Soulja Boy's the one that changed shit.
Rusty Nail says Pete Rock is an old hater.
Aren't 50 Cent and Soulja Boy on the cover of Double XL together?
Yeah, they are.
Right. I
mean, both very impactful. I think that the thing is, like you said, calling somebody's expression trash and not really delving into why this form is to be and what these young people are going through to make this stuff, I think that's a little get off my lawn-ish. And again, Pete Rock's one of my favorite producers, period. I love Pete Rock. But, I don't totally agree with this sentiment. I don't. And just because I don't love a certain subgenre, I'm not gonna sit there and knock it without trying to understand it. If that makes any sense.
I don't love the whole drill thing, but I'm not gonna say like, oh, you dudes are trash.
LP says Pete said the same thing about the South. I don't know what a quote is, but I can't find Pete Rock working with the South that much either. So I wouldn't be surprised. DeCarlo says Soulja's the biggest influence of all time. I'm sorry. Soulja is the biggest influence of all that. I can see that.
Pretty big.
Yeah. All right, let's get up out of here, man. Y'all enjoy your weekend. It's been a great time hollering at y'all. I don't know what we got coming up Wednesday, but I know we got something. Make sure you go
get super chat. Mad Max for one more super chat.
Oh, Mad Max for one more super chat before we go. We're gonna be watching these NBA finals and stuff too. LOL, Coop bring up the Pete Rock talk about how 50 degraded hip hop, but Wayne ain't have a bad effect on hip hop. What he got? People rapping about drugs and female parts at every bar, laughing my ass off. Like, come on. Yeah, I mean,
Hold on.
Listen.
Hold on.
This is this is the first thing my mind went to when I read what Pete Rock said.
Let's back up.
My mind went to Niggas for Life by NWA.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we're gonna sit here and complain about some of these things, people need to sit down, listen to NWA Niggas for Life with your kids.
That's stronger than I was about to say. I've already said this live on this show. I refuse to play Niggas for Life with my daughter in the car. One of the songs came on randomly one day late last year, and I immediately just had to jump and skip. And my daughter's 15 and ain't no fool. And we come from a line of a certain thing, so it ain't like she don't know what time it is. But the stuff on there, Mike. The stuff there.
Right.
It's too much.
I don't think there's anything that people could complain about in current hip-hop if they haven't addressed that.
Exactly. And understand this. It's like, well, no, I'm not high on Wayne like everybody else is either, just like I'm not high on 50 like everybody else is. But here's what I will tell you about Wayne. He survived more errors than 50. He got here before 50. He stayed after 50. He's still viable right now. He's a better MC. He's a better album maker. And so he might be just as ignorant, but what he has proven himself to be before, during, and after is a better music artist. How about that?
Reggie says, NY gave us 6'9". You're welcome. And on that note, we're out of here.
Stop that. Good night.
DeCarlo says, 2 Live Crew too, Mike. Yeah.
Ooh, nasty as you want to be?
Yeah. But Niggas for Life is next level.
Niggas for Life is up.
Yeah. LP says, hustle over bars starts with No Limit. Nah. I think that's the biggest blaring one. But.
My man Gary Austin, who was my best friend in high school, who was a big No Limit fan, will lay claim to this too. I wasn't big on No Limit when they had their run either.
I wasn't either.
Quality. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I like Murder's album. I like Mystical's album. I like Ghetto Dope.
Yeah. All right. We're going to holler at y'all. Y'all have a great weekend.